have a rental property, you might be wondering what the download is on rental increases, how often and how much. I'm here today with Joanne Dankwardt from One Agency JD Property Agents in Fairy Meadow. And Joanne, what's the story? Okay. What do we do when it comes to rental increases?
All right, it's a really tricky one. It's not that difficult, however, you do need to be aware of a few things as a landlord. So, one of the first things is, are they currently in a lease? Mm-hmm. Because if they're in a lease, it's not that often that there's rent increases that are incorporated into that lease. And sometimes they should be. You know, it should be a review in 6 months. You may have that in the lease just to review it. Not necessarily that it's going to go up, but it can be in there, and it's a good thing to probably have in your lease agreement, even if it's a 12-month. If they're out of the lease term, then that's something that you can look at and you can do the increase. But the question always is how much? And that really depends on demand. It also depends on what type of tenant that you have in place. Mm-hmm. Sometimes owners will think to themselves, well, I really like this tenant, they're a good tenant, they pay on time, they keep the property really well. The other day I was talking to a landlord and they only had one person living in the property. To them that was really great because less wear and tear. So you've got all of these factors that come into the rent increase. So sometimes people don't feel comfortable putting the rent up too high, and you could have had you could have some rental growth. And if you've got rental growth, it might mean that the rental market has increased across the board, and it could have gone up, your property could have gone up like $50 a week more. How do you introduce a $50 increase? That is huge. So you may look at it at staging that. You might do a new lease for 12 months and you might go, all right, we're going to try and put $20 increase now, and we're going to look at maybe another 10 or 20 in 6 months time. Or no, they're a really good tenant. You know, we don't really want to lose them. And you've got to look out there when we are assessing it. This is why you employ us, because we're looking at the big picture. We're looking at how many people are out there looking for a property. We're looking at how many properties are out there to rent as well. So what the demand is and how much supply. So it's not too dissimilar to sales. Yeah. You know, if you don't have many properties available, you'll see that there'll be rental growth. So there's a few things to consider at the time. You've just got to weigh it all up, and that's where you probably seek the advice of the professional, because we give you the big picture.
Exactly. No, that's perfect. So listen to what Joanne just said. If you need advice, please seek her out here at One Agency JD Property Agents in Fairy Meadow. Thank you so much for sharing that, Joanne. That was really insightful, and we'll see you in the next video.